Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mr. Cook, and today we're going to be making 10 to add on Monday, December 14th. Now, the first thing that we have to talk about is our 10 frames here. Now, just interested again, we've done this before, but remember, a 10 frame is just when you have 10 pieces that go into one frame, and since we're going to have a double 10 frame, that means we have 2 of them going on today right now. So what we're going to do right now is place between 7 and 9 objects in the first mat right up there, and then place 6 objects in the second mat right down there. And we're going to show you what it means to make a 10, because 10s are a lot easier to work with than most other numbers, because you just add the 6 or 7 or 8 or the one number that we have right there into this spot right there, and it just makes things easier when you guys add, and you'll see it in a second. So when I'm doing this, we're going to start off by adding, let's say 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if I put the 7 right there, you can see that right now I actually have a near double fact that we talked about the other day. But we're not going to talk about that yet because we want to continue talking about the make 10. So on the top part I make 7. On the bottom part here I'm going to make 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what I would do here is if I were adding, I would just count all them up. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I know 7 plus 6 is going to equal 13, but there's an easier way that we can do this. So what I want to see is how many spaces do I have right here that are open? And if you said 3, you're absolutely right. What we're going to do is we're actually going to try to fill in those 3 spots with these ones that we have down here on the bottom to make a 10. And I'll show you how this is easier to add when we work on this in a second. So let's just say I move this guy up, this one up, and this one up. So ultimately, it's going to look like this. So if I took away 1, 2, and 3 and put them back up here, we have the same number of circles, but we changed up the problem. So as you can see, at the top, we now have 10. So it's easier to think that, okay, I have 10, and let's keep counting. 11, 12, 13. So that would mean 10 plus 3 equals 13. Now this making 10 thing, boys and girls, you're going to start seeing patterns, you're going to start seeing what numbers can go where, but this will be so much easier if you can just make a 10, start with the number 10, and count on all the ones on the bottom. Let's practice this a little more. So you can make 10 to help you add by looking at something like this. If you were doing 9 plus 2, by making a 10, you're going to take this guy right here and move it up top. Because it's still adding 9 plus 2, you're just rearranging the numbers to make it easier for you to add. So, in this case, 9 plus 2 equals 11. But if we change this up and make it 10 by moving this guy back over, you're going to have 10 plus 1. So you just start off by saying 10, and then keep counting on, and it goes 11 down here in the bottom. Now let's see if we can figure this out, how to do this without a 10 frame that has been given to us. So we're going to use objects to make a 10 to add. So what I want to do is I'm going to actually use 2 different objects. I'm going to use X's and I'm going to use O's, kind of like tic-tac-toe, just so you guys can visually see how I'm working with this, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually work with the number 4. So I'm going to draw the number 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. Now, the next thing that I want to do is I want to use X's here, okay? Because I'm going to draw the number 8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, in order for us to make a 10 using objects like this on our paper, we have to make sure that we're counting up the right amount. So I know that I have 4, I know that I have 8. So the next thing we have to do is group together at least 10. All right, so if I go 1, 2, 3, 4 circles, I'm going to keep counting on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to put a line right there. I'm going to draw a box like this. Because I know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know I have 10 objects right here, so I'm going to draw that number right here. How many are left? And I can see that my second group that I have right there is 2. So instead of 4 plus 8, we're going to be doing 10 plus 2. Now let's just try to solve this whole thing out. So I know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So 4 plus 8 is going to equal 12. But so is 10 plus 2. And if you look at these numbers, if we just try to think about our counting on method, 10 plus 2 is definitely easier because if I grab the bigger number, I go 10, and then I keep counting on 11 and 12. So by making a 10, boys and girls, you're going to see that this is going to make adding so much easier because you can look at a 10, grab it, count on from there, and keep working. Let's try one more. So if we did 7 plus 5 right here, what would that equal? I want you to think about this for a second, so you can pause the video, or you can just take a look, or if you already know it, that's awesome too. But right there, we're also going to make a 10, because adding and using our 10 frames is so much easier when we do our addition. So if I did 7 plus 5 equals something, what would that be for the 10 frame? So as you can see, they're already showing us that we're bringing up 1, 2, and 3 dots. So that means that if we fill in this top block, there's only going to be 2 left here. So that means it's 10 plus 2. So let's count this whole thing up. So if we were just doing 7 plus 5, we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. But if we were using our 10 frame, we can just, oh, I have 10 up top, so 10, keep counting on, 11, 12. It just makes things a little more simple when you guys are adding, and when you get to bigger numbers, it'll help out so much more. Let's do a couple more, then I'll get you guys out of here today. Same exact thing. 8 plus 7. Now you can think of this as a near double fact, boys and girls. If you know your 8 plus 8, or if you know your 7 plus 7, you can work with that. But let's keep thinking about our plus 10. So, as you can see, we're moving up the bottom two, 1 and 2. So that would be 10, and then you're left with these top right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this equation over here is going to be 10 plus 5. Let's try to solve the 10 plus 5 first. So if I go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Awesome. Now, this one, I get to say, all right, Mr. Cook, I know what 7 plus 7 is. 7 plus 7 is 14, so 7 plus 8 must be one more, so that must be 15 as well. And if you didn't do it that quick, boys and girls, that's okay, but that's how using your doubles facts and your double facts are really going to help you guys get so much better at math. So boys and girls at home, you're going to continue working on these work pages here from 249 to 252. If you want to do some awesome extra work, please do the optional pages of 253 to 254. So boys and girls, good luck. If you have any questions, stay on with your teachers today, and have a nice day.